How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to go over some features in Project Zomboid Build 42 that have been released so far that I feel are pretty important, at least to me they are, and some of the things that I feel like are my favorite so far that they've released, or that have been officially released so far. So with all that being said, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get right into it. So one of the first topics I want to talk about are hunting and farming. It's already been released that we're getting a bunch of new updates when it comes to farming and a lot of new animals that are being added as well. One of the things that come with those animals is most likely being able to actually use those animals with you in the wild to hunt. So like if you want to use a bow or whatever, you can actually hopefully use an animal to go hunt for you. If not for you, just to help you along. Maybe kill some zombies like I Am Legend style. Go take some zombies out. Live a more nomadic style life. Maybe you don't have a car, whatever. So you can always adapt to live off the land. And definitely some of the things that I'm more interested in is seeing how the farming is going to be. Actually, being out away from the big towns and the little secluded woods, all the farms that we see. They're not really too popular right now. I can, definitely see them being more popular whenever Build 42 is released. Just, being able to actually have all that farmland, how the fences around the farms. And I definitely want to see, what we can do with the animals. So one of the other things that I'm really hyped about is to Louisville, they're adding skyscrapers. So those are, what I'm really excited for, really. Out of the entire update, just being able to actually go in there and be around, I think it's like 32 stories or something like that. So just being able to be around all of those, go to the top, have a base at the top, have a penthouse at the top. If you want to go away from the nomadic lifestyle, out in a tent or whatever, you can go up in a penthouse and live it up. I'm not too sure. Obviously, I imagine it's going to be really packed, kind of like the prisons and, forts and all that, how they're super populated with the zombies. But also another really big thing that they're adding with the skyscrapers to Louisville are basements. Basements are one of those that, we have them in mods, and different people make different mods for it. I played with it for a little bit, kind of messed around, and they're really fun to use. You can completely just seal yourself off from the world. No zombies can go down there. There's like a hatch in the ground, a ladder you climb down, and you're completely safe. But I'm not sure how that'll affect the mods, especially with them adding basements into the vanilla game. So from a whole technical side, I'm not sure how that'll work. I'm not too smart when it comes to the programming, mod creation, and all that. So I'll leave that to you guys who actually know how to make mods and whatnot. But as far as I know, they are adding basements to the game, so I'm extremely excited for that. One of the other features that I'm sure a lot of people have heard about, probably one of the most popular things that I've read about on Reddit and YouTube comments in general, is how fences are being nerfed. All of the fences are no longer going to be OP where, they make them impenetrable and you're completely safe. You just have to block off like a certain front and you're good. Now what they're doing is they're completely making it where if you have a big enough horde, kind of like The Walking Dead, like that prison scene, that's basically what they're doing to Zomboid. All the fences in the game are no longer going to be impenetrable. Like I said, if a large enough horde does gather, they can knock it down. And that pretty much makes all the videos that talk about, securing your base with this fence and they can't get through this part, you're good to go. Pretty much, even a video that I made earlier on my channel, that video is no longer a good video. It's just basically a lie. So that's one of those things where, I'm excited just to make, content-wise, to make videos on, different base styles, different base structures, and different strategies you can use, different things that I'm going to be personally using in the game, especially playing around. Another thing that I'm pretty hyped about is textures. There's been quite a bit of talk about, people creating mods, making the game look better, making the FPS, higher FPS, just the overall quality. And there's some really great mods out there that I even use myself, where it basically makes the characters look like an actual human and not just a bunch of pixels on a screen. And they're pretty good mods. They even make fingers that can move and all types of stuff like that. But in Build 42, they're making everything look better, texture-wise, and obviously performance-wise as well. But for the textures, the grass, for example, is going to be looking a lot better. So I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to any type of survival game, I like playing in a game that looks pretty good. Obviously, I've played not really a survival game, but I've played games like old school RuneScape, stuff like that. And obviously I like the old textures, but like I said, in a survival game, there's a certain ambience that you can experience, just the overall immersion in a game when it looks better. So that's one of the things I'm excited for. I know it's just grass, but to me makes a whole world of a difference. Another feature I wanted to talk about pretty briefly, because I'm not the best when it comes to guns whatsoever. If anything, I try to stay away from guns in the game just because I normally attract too many zombies and end up dying. My aim, I'm just gonna leave it as that. I can't aim for shit. So pretty much, I'm not sure if these are actually gonna help me or make me even worse at the game when it comes to guns, because one of the things that they're doing, gun-wise, gunplay, they're changing it where, different light levels affect your aim, and things like panic movement, like when a zombie sneaks up on you, and things like that. They're gonna have a greater effect at hitting shots and also not hitting shots, is what I'm assuming. So obviously, like if there's fog and there's low light, even if you're like zoomed in and whatever, you won't hit your shot, which could be good for PvP, I guess, and PvE also, but could also be bad for people like me who don't know how to shoot, who would rather use the bat. So pretty much one of the things that just being able to hit critical shots and whatnot, just making it where, like, if you have a desensitized perk, just makes it that much more valuable. So I don't know how that's going to affect that. I guess I have to play to see, but it does sound cool overall, especially for PvP. Definitely nerfing it a little bit could make it a lot better for some people, but could also make it a lot worse. So one of the things that they are doing in Build 42 is they're changing, completely reworking the building in the game and the crafting menus, like when it comes to like the UI and just the whole crafting in general. One of the reasons I'm so excited about it is just because, although it is very simplistic, I'm glad they're updating it with this new crafting system that we'll be getting. So I'm pretty excited about that, just to see overall. Like I said, it's probably just me complaining about it. I'm spoiled when it comes to different games and crafting and how polished they make it. I'm not saying Project Zomboid is bad when it comes to crafting. It's just pretty simplistic to me personally. So that's just a personal opinion, though. And another thing, kind of tied into crafting, they're also doing a update where it's basically a new profession that you're going to be able to have, and that profession is called blacksmithing. So along with this profession, it lets you create, the actual, proper weapons that I feel like would really help more towards the mid-late game, because obviously, in the early game you're trying to get stuff, trying to survive. So I'd imagine it would really help out in mid to late game. But overall, you can get the blacksmithing profession and basically not even have to go into town. You can make your own weapons and, craft armor, I'm assuming, along with weapons. And pretty much, not even have to go into a town or, a city. and you can just basically live off the land. Especially, you know, if farming does, you know, put in, or what I'm assuming, farming will, you know, help a lot when it comes to actually surviving off the land. You can farm and all that right now, but I'm assuming they're going to rework it and make it, you know, completely different, especially with the animals that they're adding as well. So that's one of the things that I feel like, you know, is definitely going to help out a lot, just profession wise, and definitely what kind of perks you want to get. If you're playing solo, or like if you're playing in duo, trio, whatever, definitely going to be something pretty neat to actually try. But I might try it, like I said, mid to late game. Just kind of depends how the playthrough is going. Alright, well, those were some of the features that I feel like are pretty important to me, at least. That I feel like, you know, everyone should know about, at least, you know, when it comes to the more important ones like the crafting and animals and whatnot. You know, when that comes out, I'm not exactly sure when this update is also going to come out either. They haven't officially said it either. It's confirmed for 2024 for build 42, but like I said, I don't really know. I'm assuming it's July, so I'm assuming probably towards the end of the year is something I would guess, but like I said, don't quote me on that. I have no idea. I'm just blowing air. So like I said, you know, I'm not exactly sure, but overall, you know, just they're putting updates out all the time. So, you know, just go to Steam, check out the page. And like I said, you know, if you find anything, any type of information, put it in the comment section below. I'm always curious when it comes to Project Zomboid. I'll be playing it, you know, a lot more here soon. I've just been trying to focus on other things for now. But that pretty much does it for the video. So as always, you know, I appreciate everybody hitting that like button and subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.